Sealy? Chava, let's go have a look.
That does not look like a Sealy, if you ask me. Where are we going? There's a mole. Are you an enhanced mole? Why are you glowing?
Huh? A mole? I don't remember seeing any moles just now. Ah! It burrowed right through! It looks like Kubaki Bear had been set up by the Fatui. Maybe there's something shady in there again. There should be a mechanism to deactivate it.
Well, that mole looks very sad, so... I can, in fact, glide properly. Yay! Hey, buddy.
That's Leor from before! So it was hitching a ride on the mole.
Don't look at me. Oh my god, you're looking at me.
Now.
Listen,
Observe.
listen. How about we don't...
Be
Hello?
silent. Night
Please
falls.
are just like, I'm not here.
Close
Quite
your
literally.
eyes.
That's so rude. How dare you do this to
Gotcha.
me? Hello? Oh my god, Flins, you're gonna die. You are going to die.
First, the flavor.
That's why I have to keep a healer
Quietly
on my
now.
team at this
Game's
point.
up.
I can't
Fun's
play
up.
without
Be
one.
silent. Observe. To dust.
Huh? What's this camp over here?
Fuck if I know. We were just following the orb. Ooh, there is a note though. Excuse me.
Perhaps these treasures
Yoink.
might be of utility to you on your journey.
Private Notes
Please.
1.
I insist.
It's been 3 weeks since Poruchki posted me up here. Compared to our recruits who are stuck collecting materials for the design bureau, I suppose I should count my blessings. It's not like there's anything else to do around here. Forget about the bandits. I haven't seen so much as a shadow in these godforsaken mountains. All I can do is write in my diary and stare at the foliage. Those two professors would hurry up and finish their blasted research. Who knows what they're doing? Then I could receive my letters from my dearest Parashka once more. I wonder how she's doing at the military academy. I hope those stuck-up silver spoon-sucking scum aren't making life difficult. Elena has too much time on her hands. She's been sneaking out of the camp to hunt. Every bit the Lady of Morris book, that one. Absolutely no regard for the rules. Captain Volkov caught her red-handed. Gave her a real tongue-lashing, too. Directly and of duty was the verdict. After that, we all ate healthy serving from the goat she'd brought back. Maybe it's been too long since I last ate meat, but that goat tasted far better than any I've ever had in the capital. Maybe that's why those rough and reedy frontier folk chose to live in this awful backwater. The professors are openly at each other's throats at this point. In a place like this, watching them fight is our only entertainment. They're both high up in the Armory Palace, and they both refuse to give an inch, especially when it comes to researching moon fragments. They both want to be the first to make a breakthrough and earn high praise from the Tsaritsa. Professor Karnatsky doesn't even try to hide his contempt for Professor Breo Prahensky. He openly called his daughter's fiancé a lunatic and said the only reason Breo Prahensky has reached the rank he has down to... Well, that old git was so taken aback by the tirade, his face went bone white. He looked like he was going to faint. Then he started reeling off some diatribe in Fey. I couldn't understand a word of it. At least the goat around here tastes good. Captain Volkov should be the one to go hunting next. Then we can all lay into him for dereliction of duty. Anastoshka, Anton Sarkovich, curse you filthy, despicable paranoid rat, bloated, sick, and full of jealous insolence. By the grace of the Tsaritsa, if you dare to use that blasted authorization terminal to lock my people outside one more time, I'll shove your ID so far into that wretched machine that even those silver spoon-sucking nepotistic brats in the design bureau won't give you the time of day. Your experiments on the north side have yielded zero progress, am I right? That's why you're coming up with ways to obstruct my people. What pathetic behavior. I've warned you 7 times already. If you choose to persist, you will receive no mercy from me. This is your final warning. V.A. Preovazinski. Okay, so there was Fatui here, is all I'm getting. And there was research to be done. Allegedly. Ah, become goat.
Whoa, did it touch that goat this time? What for?
We are following the goat. Okay. Ooh. Yo, this goat's great. Thanks,
Goodness, how the world has changed. Might I ask, when did the custom of placing treasure chests in every nook and cranny come into fashion?
buddy. Girl, I don't know, but I just watched a Sealy disappear with my own 2 eyes. Okay, so the orb is still here. This is very strange. Is this orb just like concentrated Kuvaki or whatever? Okay, can you become red orb?
Huh? Traveler, look! It just stopped! If it really is a Sealy, then there should be treasure around here, right? But, Paimon can't see anything. Not even those Fatui or their camp. Well, since we're already here, why don't we keep going on for a bit? This gorge doesn't look that long anyway, and heading back might actually take more time.
Alright, then I'm counting on the world's best guide. Or I've got another idea. Just come with me, Paimon. I guess I have an idea.
Wherever you go, Paimon's coming with you. Let's get moving.
Slightly age note. By the grace of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa of Snezhnaya and in accordance with the Imperial Edict on the Strengthening Order, the area ahead is now designated as a military administrative area. Unauthorized entry is prohibited. Intruders will be regarded as hostile agents engaged in espionage and sabotage and will be neutralized in accordance with aforementioned regulations. Okay. Crimson Cleansing, investigate the strange orb. Sure. How doth one investigate said strange orb? Oh. Okay, I guess I have to just keep going because there's nothing back there that will actually help me. Weird, but sure. Why is everything red now? Am I hallucinating? I'm hallucinating, right? See a Lunoculus up there. Y'all got any books? No? Nothing? Anything to read? Ooh, Private's notes too. Something's not right. Parenchko said that he heard a blood-curdling wail in the night, somewhere between the ragged breathing of a wild beast and the dying screams of a wounded man. He swore on the Tsaritsa's name. None of us heard it, not even Elena, who was on watch, but we found strange marks near the camp as though someone had dragged something through there. Whatever it was, it can't have been alive. No living creature leaves marks like that. Captain Volkov suspects Professor Preobrazhensky and his underlings are playing tricks. He got us to set up a bunch of more traps around the camp and even activated those defensive robots, the ones that are more valuable than all of us combined. I have no idea how he's going to explain the resource expenditure to his superiors when this thing is all done, but I'm sure he'll think of something. Professor Karnatsky's research seems to be progressing smoothly. He even found time to expound upon one of his discoveries to us rank-and-file soldiers. Up to now, he's only referred to us as dim-witted lackeys. His emaciated face was flushed red behind a shower of spittle, like a dying man gaining one final moment of clarity. There was something unnatural, even detestable about his expression. He talked about how he had extracted the purest primal light from the moon shard and how he would tear open the veil of the world, igniting the first spark for Her Majesty's wishes. I didn't understand what he was saying, so I just nodded along and wished him swift conclusion to his research. I asked Captain Volkov if he could be the one to hunt today. I need something to distract me from my thoughts. The temperature these past few days have been unusually cold, and the air is filled with putrid smell of mold and decay. The goats were abundant when we first arrived here, but now it seems they're all in hiding. Perhaps our hunts are to blame, or maybe they're sheltering from the cold. Even so, I didn't have to travel far from the camp before I finally found one. Found is the only word I can use. It certainly wasn't hunting. By the time I arrived, the goat was standing transfixed like a deliberate posed corpse. A very ungoatly expression frozen on its face. Its eyes were cloudy and protruding outwards, puffed up like a pair of fish eyes. But it wasn't a corpse, it was alive. Until the moment I cut its chest open, its heart was pumping blood. Until its moments I slid its chest open, my blade plunging into its heart, its foul-smelling blood spraying across the ground, gleaming inky green in the moonlight. Until the moment I opened its chest, it stood there, motionless, its swollen eyes staring into space, unmoved by its impending death, as though even the peace of the grave was not its to own. May Her Majesty the Tsaritsa forgive me. I haven't told anyone else what I found. I didn't see any reason to worry them. The goat was delicious as ever. That itself was enough. As soon as Professor Karnatsky is done with his research, we can leave this accursed place behind. So, you still ate the blood of the green goat?
Hey, Traveler, look! There's a light orb over there. Paimon can't read the rest of the notes because it doesn't let me. Oh, hi, buddy.
Oh.
Just as Paimon thought, it's moving. It's like the blue... I can't read shit.
Oh. Wait, but you were strong enough to break through the metal before. What changed? Look for this strange orb. Okay, I'm observing. So strong. I'm so observing right now. Does that help? Where'd you run off to, buddy? Oh. Oh. Wait, no. This is the one that I read. How is it strong enough to just break open stuff like that? Oh, you possessed a robot. Hey, so, like, don't shoot me? Oh. Oh, that's a puzzle.
Wait, did it just run into that mechanism? It's getting fucking stronger. I don't know what to do now.
Alright, so I need a key. Hello, I have key. Oh, okay. There we go. Well, that was it. Now what now?
Not to be sniffed at.
I'm not sniffing that chest, buddy.
We mean you no harm. We're just passing adventures. Paimon still can't read the fucking
Be
dialogue
silent.
because Genshin won't
Observe.
let me. Have you ever heard of the fact of maybe pausing your text just a little bit longer so people who read the text out loud can actually read it instead of, disappearing after 5 seconds? This is always gonna be my beef with Genshin. Just let me read the fucking text.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Do you fear the dark?
It's finally over. Hey, calm down now. We're not here to hurt you. Maybe we can even help. It stopped it from this box. Could the box's contents be related somehow?
Apparently it's so important to Nefa's... Not Nefa. Escoffier's thing. You check the inside of the box.
So much dust. There's nothing inside except these blue stones. Hang on a second. Maybe it's searching for those blue things? We could direct it somewhere else. We can move the stones away.
Okay, like how? Am I... These are my rocks now. Oh, sorry.
I know it's gonna use them for experiments.
Well, I was about to leave this behind.
Wow! So
I could have
much
totally
stuff.
left this behind.
If only enough was here.
Is there any logs? Any reading material? No? Okay, fine. Fine, I'll just run off. I'm not sad. I'm not sad about it. Now, where did this blue orb go? Well, it's red now. If you phase through the wall, okay. At least I can follow you. Uh-huh. Oh, do you not want to work? There you go. I was like, why are you not working?
Take it easy. A chest full of valuables and a trove of potential clues.
Hello? Why would you do that in front of my salad? Isn't there mole? They're blue moles. Did you leave behind some berries?
It possessed something again? Wait, that doesn't look right. Could it have been caught by the Fatui's mechanism?
Oh, shit. Get back here. Kuvaki? Can I Kuvaki it? No? You're not gonna let me? There you go. What is happening? Oh, hi. Hole type synergy. Oh, that's a black hole. Oh, here we go again. Oh, okay. How did I not die? How am I not dead? Oh my god, where am I going? Why am I in like a space-time vortex thing? Find a way to leave the mysterious space. Okay, there's a sword platform or something. I can't go down there. What is going on, dude? Okay, so there's Enka type things. I wonder if that's anything to do with Fontaine at all, because those buildings remind me a lot of the Narzen area. We're just flying across. There, that looks like some kind of... I don't know if it's like the Fatui thing, or if it's like a core thing for the Ruin Guard machines. You know what, for, you know, imploding out of existence. This feels very calm. Oh, we're going back in the black hole. Hello, Nihility. Or we're stuck here. What is happening? Okay, so there's Kuvaki Han Moon Ripple things. Oh. This is Moon Rock.
There you are, Traveler! When those two glowing things crashed into each other, the explosion sent Paimon flying! Oh, it's a good thing she didn't get hurt! It took Paimon forever to fly back here! Paimon's just glad you're okay!
Actually, I went flying for a while, too. I think I was blown off to some strange place. You tell Paimon what you just saw.
Paimon's never heard about a place like that in Teyvat! Are you sure you weren't just seeing things, Traveler? I'm immediately gonna gaslight you because I have no idea what the hell's going on! Anyway, as long as you're okay, that's all that matters. There's just way too much weird stuff going on around here. Let's leave this place before it's too late. Paimon didn't think it'd be that dangerous. We didn't even find any treasure in the end. Why would something like that show up here anyway? And if those two glowing things weren't Sealies, then what were they?
I feel like they were high energy balls, like maybe like magnetic energy Kuvaki balls to create some kind of black hole type equilibrium thing. I don't know. Where the fuck am I? That's the end of the quest. Where am I? What happened? What? Is that actually the end of the quest? What? Okay, so this obviously has to allude to something in the future, right? I'm assuming. I don't know, maybe the blue energy is like Celestia, right? And the Heavenly Principles, and then the red energy maybe is the Abyss or Rear, the Wild Hunt and stuff like that. Or if it's the Heavenly Principles, maybe it's the Heavenly Principles versus Nibelung. And maybe it was like a recreation of what happened all those years ago when they had that giant fight and like the two forces clashing and then becoming, you know, destroying a black hole. I feel like there has to have been something important with that whole like time space travel tunnel thingy. Like maybe there'd be this like giving a hint for the future quest or something like that, and they're just not telling us right now because I don't know what the hell's going on. Someone's research notes. The energy contained with the ancient moon's remnants seemed to possess a will of its own. When exposed to trace amounts of abyssal energy, they appear to exhibit survival and defensive instincts with notable similarities to the fear of death previously observed in the experimental subject. I can now confirm that the previous observational data is correct. The pure Kuvaki energy contained within the moon fragment is, definitely speaking, close to the primordial form of life. Through inducements, I've already taught it to replenish its energy by killing and consuming living things. At the same time, it exhibits faint altruistic tendencies, which hold the subject back more than they benefited. I must find a way to remove these. The energy remains too scattered. I must find a way to concentrate it to pure Kuvaki form. Nodcry's always been the most fragile place on the world's edge, and this self-replicating Kuvaki life form could theoretically plug the gaps left by the abyssal energy's corruption. All it needs is a constant supply of life to nourish it. Oh, Preobrazensky, you pitiful old fool. You poor whelp of a fae. You could never think of something this brilliant, could you? Now, all the credit and all the glory will be mine. Forget a few million more, even 5% of all the income from Port Belovodai wouldn't be too much to ask. I shall erect a bronze statue of you in the harbor on front and hire people to spit on it daily, just like how you dared publicly question the practicality of my research back at the academy. Private's Notes 3. to... Well, I don't know who I can even write to. Maybe I should address this to myself. To prove that before this land and its abominations consumed me utterly, my pitiful, fragile mind was for a moment still my own. My name is Pyotr Dmitrievich Orlov. I hail from the 6th Company, deployed to Nodcry in service to Snezhnaya and Arsaritsa. I am the second son of Dmitry Sergeyevich Orlov and Yefrosnia Ianova Orlova. I'm unashamed of my birth. Our entire company was wiped out here. Only Private E. Smirnova escaped the gorge at the cost of Fourier A. Volkov's life to send the Design Bureau a distress call from dead men and women. If you find this piece of paper, please hand it to my superiors. Inform them that Private Smirnova was no deserter, nor was she complicit in the calamity that befell us here. A.Z. Karnatsky and V.A. Preobrazhensky. It was their dastardly experiments that birthed the catastrophe here. They are dead. May Your Majesty curse their deaths. May they never rest in the pure snowfields. I don't know what blasphemy they committed, nor do I wish to. That color devoured everything. There's nothing left. Nothing at all. They were inside those damn rocks at first. Those detestable rocks. Those detestable rocks that fell from the moon. Karnatsky and Preobrazhensky awoke them, each in turn. This followed by a dozen or so counts of barely legible and base vulgarities. I don't know what they want. They're coming. Dearest Parakesvia, my Parashka, please forgive your big brother. Your Majesty, forgive me in all things. They're coming. Save me. They're coming. I don't want to die. 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 I want to die. I don't want to. And they died. And okay, they definitely died. Okay, so what I understand from this world quest, to summarize, is that there were 2 Fatui scientists groups that were both researching the same thing and were trying to basically do like, I guess, a moon race to like figure out and harness the Kuvaki power in this area. One was the blue side, which was covered by Preobrazhensky, and I believe he was of Fey origin. The other side was Karnatsky, who was on the red side, and he was human. Both of them were researching the same thing. Both of them were studying the moon rocks. They were studying the Kuvaki energy, and they had 2 platoons of people that were stationed there, like small teams of people, and they did not like each other, and they were trying to cause beef. While they were researching stuff, from what I can understand, is that things started acting super weird and that people ended up dying because of it. What seemed to have happened was on one of the sides, they were observing some goats that like literally just stared at the blue orb and they were just like, wow, shiny, big. They couldn't tear their eyes off of it, even to the point of if someone were to kill them, they would just stand there bleeding out. Also, their blood was green, which may indicate maybe some type of like, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, moon rock poisoning or something like that. And it seems like everything got destroyed in the end. Like there was a note that literally says like, I don't want to die. And the only person that was able to make it out alive was one of the people who always snuck out to go hunting goats, who was Smirnova, who was apparently the Lady of Morspoke or something, which I believe Morspoke is mentioned in Child's story quest. Like his family's from there or something like that. So that's like something that's important. So they were saying something like, oh, don't say that she was like a deserter. She was just sending out a distress signal because of everything that's happening here. So I don't know if she got executed or not because they thought that she was a deserter, because we didn't find that note until now, and I'm assuming no one has given that note since then. So either Smirnova either died because they thought she was a traitor, or she ran off and maybe she went back to Morspoke, but who knows. And also there was something is coming was one of the more ominous lines that are said in this quest, along with the I don't want to die stuff. I feel like this is like Leviathan horror or something like that. Like it's giving Eldritch horror type thing, like H.P. Lovecraft, if anything. I personally think that although this has happened and this is like the base story of the game, I think this is going to allude to something that's going to happen in the future. Like, hear me out. I personally think this is something that happened way far in the past, like Hyperborea type situation, like eons ago, or this is going to happen sometime in the future. So my theory for the future is that the blue side is us, perhaps, and the red side is either Rerir or maybe the Heavenly Principles. I don't know. They're like two opposing sides of antagonistic behavior that will end up resulting in maybe a pocket dimension getting created, maybe Asmodee showing up or something like that. Because there was this whole sequence that kind of looked like the areas that we see within Fontaine, which is very strange. Like the Abyss area that we also see in Skirk's Quest, as well as in the Chasm, which is very suspicious. So I think there was something in the books that were saying like, oh, time is a little bit weird here, which is leading me to believe that this must be some type of pocket dimension similar to the Chasm, but I'm not sure as of yet. My possible idea for what the story of the past could have been is perhaps the red side. This is gonna be a little bit weird. I don't know if the Heavenly Principles ever like fought each other, but like the red side was high-key giving me Renova, and maybe the blue side is like Nibirius, or like life versus death, kind of like that. And maybe when they clash, it ends up causing like destruction, or like, you know, space being all a little bit weird because life and death are literally fighting each other. Or perhaps this has something to do with Hyperborea, and maybe this was a Abyss versus Hyperborea situation or something in that sort of vein. I don't know. All these are guesses right now, and I don't really have solid evidence of anything other than like, this is the story that happened now with the two scientists and that's it. But I definitely feel like this quest is going to be referenced in the future. I just don't know how yet. And I don't know how in this grand scheme of Nod-Cry storytelling they're going to wedge in this story somehow. I don't know. Those are my thoughts as of right now. But either way, maybe there's gonna be an Eon that shows up. I don't know. Not to Honkai Star Rail my Genshin, but that whole imagery was very suspicious. I know it kind of looks like the destruction mechanism that's in Natlin as well. But I don't know. I see two orbs and they're circling immediately, I think, whole.